what's up, guys? It's Rob with the View People again, and I'm here at the AEG booth. We're going to be checking out a game called Tiny Towns. I got Kyle, the sales manager, with me. He's going to be running through some games with us here and after this, because we got a whole plethora of stuff to look at. And this is Pete. He's the lead designer of Tiny Towns. I'm just going to pass the mic off to you and go wild.
Okay. So, in Tiny Towns, every player is a mayor of their own tiny town, represented by this 4x4 grid. So you are going to be making these different buildings here by making sort of Tetris-like layouts. So if you wanted to make a cottage, you would need to put a red, a blue, and a yellow in that shape on your board. You tell everyone, I've made a cottage, remove the resources, and put a cottage in any one of those empty spaces. Because you can only have one building or one resource per space, things get pretty crowded as you work on many projects at once, and then you have room to breathe as you finish them. So the way you get these resources is you take turns being the master builder. So whoever has this hammer is going to name one of the 5 resources, and then everyone has to put that resource in their town, whether they want to or not. Once you place a resource, the only way you can remove it is by incorporating it into a building. So at the end of the game, everyone has built their town using the exact same resources. So we've got 7 buildings per game, but there's multiple cards for each meeple. So it's always going to be a bit of a different setup. There's many different farm types and tavern types. In addition, each player is going to get a monument. So that is a special building that only they can make. So you don't have to make it, but if you do, it's going to give you a special ability or a one-time power. Some of them are pretty challenging to make, but it gives you a different way to play the game. You build until your town fills up. Any players who are still in get to keep on building and naming resources. And at the end of the game, the town with the most points wins. So that is Tiny Towns.
Coming back over here. So, yeah, this game, like you said, it's in close to final product.
Yeah, this is just about final. So, and it's going to come out in April.
And you can pick this up at retail stores, I imagine, all over the world, just like any other standard game.
Yeah, it's going to be a retail release.
Yep. Like, I guess, all AEG games. And you know what I like?
Direct to retail. Direct to retail, yeah. Or not.
So,
yes. It is not going Kickstarter.
Yeah.
That is.
So it will be direct to retail, and it's close to finish, as we can reasonably say it is.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about games like this? The pieces themselves. I like these little wooden pieces. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just like, I like the little squares and the little circles, the little wood things. So.
Yep. You get 136 building pieces in the box, so it's a lot of wood, and then there's the resources on top of that, and the wooden hammer. So it is a lot of stuff in the box. Yeah.
So I have to ask this question because of personal preference. Does it come with little baggies?
It comes with little baggies. So personally, I like to just make all my buildings into a big colorful pile, like a bunch of Fruit Loops, but there are individual baggies if you want to keep your buildings separate.
If the samples that we got are to be believed, there's extra baggies in there.
This is the greatest game ever made then. I'm going to buy this game and just use the baggies. So, all right. Well, you have anything else you want to say about the game? Any last comments?
I guess one thing I'd add is if you don't want to play the Master Builder mode, which is more interactive, you can also do a mode that's a bit more like a roll and write game. So there are resource cards. So instead of having someone pick which resource everyone gets, you can flip from this deck. So now everyone places gray, everyone places wood. That way it's a little more solitaire-like, more like a roll and write style game. So that's another way to play, and you get that out of the box too.
Variant modes, I like it. Introducing variant modes now, maybe variant modes in the future.
Yep.
Can't confirm or deny these things, I understand. So, you have any last words for any sales pitch stuff?
Well, I think another thing about it is that you can play that mode, but you can also play this bingo hall style. So all the components in the box will play 6 people. So you could play an entire room full of people as long as you had enough of the components to do it, and they could all be placed in the same resources.
Easily scalable then.
Yes, scalable.
That's pretty amazing. Most games don't scale at all. So
not at all. So it doesn't change any of the balance. It's just if you're playing the random resource game with a room full of people.
Great. I like it. I like this style of game. It's just it can be hyper competitive. It can be really casual. The scalable nature, as you just said, that's crazy. To me, that's really crazy. So, and baggies. Okay, I cannot underestimate how important that is to my being. So, well, thank you again.
Thank you.
And what was the release date again?
The release date is in April.
In April. So look for this in April. It's going to go straight to retail, straight in the stores. And, well, we're going to see you soon. So see you in the next video.